Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. All what is expressed in the scriptures or in Satsang is not the result of the senses or of the emotions or of the ideas one keeps. So it is of no use to try to experience or to really understand, because it will be the moment one doesn't use or doesn't use the mind or whatever rises, which would create a result. Since you are already that, you are every living being, everything is that. And surely the mind is coming from there, disappearing there, so absolutely unable to help to realize that nature. So surely one has not to use the mind, nor the senses, and in that way it is said, just keep quiet where you already abide prior to the sense of I. That's the picture, that's what Satsang tries to remind you. Anything unclear or difficult, please be freed from that. Surely one needs a tremendous one-pointedness and desire for freedom, that's sure. And in that way, one will help himself by self-inquiry, better than by any other means, since other means brings you always a step farther, a step away from where you are. At least self-inquiry again and again indicates that you are already that when you don't grasp at anything. So, don't expect that this manifestation, that this creation will have suddenly a certain way to express itself. It's already the expression of what is. So that will not necessarily show up. Don't have that expectation. On the path, when one still thinks he's someone, surely that he passes from a mountain is a mountain, and questioning that, he will see that a mountain is no more a mountain, but actually he will come back to a mountain is a mountain. Everything looks the same as it was. You just place yourself nowhere instead of placing yourself somewhere. So, if for example there is no satsang, have you the tools? Do you know the directions where to go? If it is so, very good. If not, you have to ask. You never know. You never know when you will have fire enough to come to satsang, or if there is any satsang at all. You never know. You see, that's what I say, the hindrance of a spiritual life is also that it's taken for granted till the end of your life, that you will have fire and that there will be the quality you ask for. You have always to, maybe it's now, otherwise when? When it will be now, it's like a moment like this. Suddenly it is now.
there's something that brings me often back to the belief that I'm born, and it's the quality of sadness, that I thought last night very clearly that I'm attached to it in a certain way, and believing that it's not really possible for me to.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I need to put it here.
Yeah, because it's only you believe so.
Yes, it's only. But it's so if you ask.
It's a habit. It's the past. You thought of yourself like this in the past due to whatever. It's just a thought you have of yourself. Not valuable. Don't limit yourself with a thought.
It's amazing.
It's amazing how it also goes.
Yeah, it's amazing also. Yes, that's true also. Yes.
This you did by yourself.
Yes, I did by myself, but I needed to.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I could not do it.
No.
You did by yourself
Yes.
to unhook or to let it pass. Hmm? So you know how to do it.
But still, I'm very happy to have satsang. It's,
The mind, you see, at this, what could be the ultimate thought or whatever, it will take the shape of what is the most dear, even if it is in funny ways, but the most or preoccupying you the most. It's like that. So as I say, it will not be, or at least so rarely, an harmonious platform which brings you slowly to nothing. No. No. But that's good, because at least you see it very well. If it was so harmonious, you would not see it. Yeah.
It's not really clear to me who I am. I think it could be a more clear. It's not clear, and in fact it's unacceptable that I don't know who I am. It's not clear.
Yeah. I think that it's unclear to everyone because it cannot fall into the grip of the mind. But the difference is that one is very quiet about it because it's the nature of things that it cannot be known, and the other is or bitter or accepts, which is a very risky platform too, because if you accept, at some point you will reject and you are in big trouble again. So why should you be clear about who you are? You are clear about what you are not, I wish. The clarity is there, to be clear on what you are not.
I'm clear about nothing. Sorry, I'm clear about nothing.
Okay, but I don't believe you much, because yesterday you said things differently, and at least you were very clear about a few things, that it's not this and it's not that.
I think that's kind of optimism, beautiful mind. The reality is that I don't know.
Okay, you can start to know what you are not. You are not what you can describe. Come on. But you don't want to do that.
Who's going to describe that? Me?
No, first you do it. I regret. First you do that.
I'm not my scooter.
Yeah, I agree. So like that you apply to everything. Everything. Let's see up to where you go.
Maybe it has to do also with being too long in school and not really being too clever.
No, it's not a question of being clever. You are very clever. I find to say I'm not my scooter. No, you are a good student. But you are stubborn sometimes or rebellious. That's another thing. Sometimes. Today, where you woke up like that.
And I'm not that way.
Ah, interesting. What exactly you are not?
Stubborn
Good. And what more?
stupid. I'm not too fat.
Where do you see the fat? Not too fat. Where is it?
In the mind.
Ah, in the mind. You are not too fat. You are not too inflated, you mean. Okay. So I'm not the mind. And what about your body? Also not too.
What about?
Huh?
What about my body?
Yeah. Is it fat or not too fat?
It's a thought, no? Yeah, I would say yes.
It's too fat. Okay. But then you describe your body. I'm not the body. I am the seer who can see that. And you cannot objectify it, you cannot know it. You cannot know it.
That I'm not the body, I cannot know it.
No, this you know. You cannot know the seer who sees that. So, you started the conversation with, I don't know who I am. I just tell you, you cannot know it.
So, finish then.
If you like, yes.
If I cannot know it, then
You cannot know it. then it's finished. And everything else that you can know is the creation, is the expression of that you cannot know. Bas means over. Yes.
Next to the desire for freedom, I have another desire, and I don't know what to do. I can let it go, but on the other hand, I want to live it.
Yeah, so you don't let it go.
Not yet. If I have to, I will do it, but, well, I like it too.
What can I say?
Yeah.
You see, as long as this body is alive, there will be desires. That's true. So, if you can fulfill them, but know also the limit of it. Then,
It's clear.
now, of course, if you don't know yourself, in the sense of realizing that you cannot know it, okay? If you have not realized yourself, I would say a funny thing. Because one lives, and what is alive, desires or attachment, whatever, something. You live. But deep in you, means in the background, the priority is who is fulfilling this, who goes there, so that it remains a priority to be freed. And you have to know, in this life, some desires will be fulfilled and some not. It's not because you are free that you will have all your desires fulfilled. But then it takes less importance also. Because I have met some who really wanted to be free, to have all their desires fulfilled. It's funny. No intention other than liberation should be there, that's sure. Yes.
I start waking up again in fear before even having a thought.
No, except the fear is a thought. Huh?
A fear, but it wakes me up.
Yeah, a thought wakes you up. Yeah.
Okay. So I was wondering whether there is anything that could help with that.
Just know that I woke up because I slept and because I dreamt and because I believe I am I. Maybe you wake up as someone in fear because you have to come to satsang. Yes, because it will remove everything.
Okay. So it's
Yes.
like the symptoms coming up again to get healed here, or?
Healed. To heal what? I don't want to heal anything. Here it is a heart surgery, laser, without anesthesia. But at least it's done once for all. To be healed. Why you have this idea? To be healed from the disease I am born. Then I agree, but how can you work on something you hear again and again, even if it is not yet your fact that it is not real by nature? Why should you work on things which are not real by nature? So go for the real thing directly. Who is this I? Who am I? Did I see enough that everything rises because I rises? And all those things, you see, this is part of the self-inquiry.
When I'm like during the day, it's easier because I'm
Yeah.
more aware of
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
But I still have this impression that when these fears wake me up, I have not had the time to have a thought.
No, but
so I
it is
cannot
a
control
thought.
it. And
Just know that the fear is a thought. So it's a thought. It's not that you have a fear and then you will catch a thought.
So do we have thoughts while we're sleeping?
You have the thought that you left while going to sleep.
Okay. That's the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sure. And you will realize only in the waking state also.
I will realize.
You will wake up in the waking state. Not in the dreams, not in the sleep. That's why you see this. If you are taken by the thought of I am searching, I want to liberate myself, it has to be as important as a life as your own breath. It cannot be just a cup of tea, otherwise it will not work. So whenever there is something rising, in the beginning it may be an effort, but it will not be always an effort. You say, or whatever, you can use many things. You can say, I'm the self. You deny totally what your mind is telling you. You use this wisdom. I call it thoughts of wisdom. They are still thoughts, okay. But if your habits are so strong, you need to have a counterpill, an opposite thought, just to ruin it more and more, so that you are not always taken by the flow of, let's say, ordinary thoughts. And still the best is self-inquiry, to wonder what is this I? What is I after all? If you don't attach anything to I, how long it can stay? And then where do you stay then?
I feel I'm still like in the middle of it, because that's really what I do or try to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the fear is still very strong, so I'm like in the middle there.
But the fear of what? To get free?
No.
Ah,
No.
okay.
It's like some things I experience that still...
Okay, then listen less and less. Don't give value to that. It's really the past. And you see, if you are hooked by the past, you suffer. Everybody knows that. So
It's like imprints I cannot yet...
but ruin it like this, really. Yes. You will be surprised, or maybe quickly it will be ruined.
Ganga,
Yeah.
does the direction become clearer and clearer?
Of course, when you visit that more and more, what do you think? And not only that, but then it will become very natural to, if you feel movements real, to go back there.
And when you use the word direction, is that still in some way a subtle object, or?
Sure, it's a movement of the mind, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I speak, but I wish not. But generally, I speak to someone who still really believes so much is somewhere away.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you are yourself.
Yeah.
So to mean take the direction to the source is even too much.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, what can you do if you can't shake that first idea?
Mm-hmm.
You have to show that way, that direction is at the source, because at the source then you go even prior to any rising. There is a source because we think there is a flow. If there is no flow, means the world, there is no source. That's the truth. But you will not understand, you will not take that language. Okay?
So it's, in a way, it's like a trap for the eye, in a way, the direction.
A trap,
A trap.
to reduce his wanderings.
And when there seems to be no thought or no object or no experience, that's the direction.
Yeah, don't trouble it. Yeah.
But not recognizable by the eye. So if I say that again, with no thought, with no object, this is a direction. With the eye.
Because you want to hear your mind, this is the direction, yeah. Otherwise, no thought, no objects. It can be also the end of it.
Yeah.
But you still like to listen
Yeah.
to your mind.
Yes, so the eye wants to take the direction.
Yeah, he wants to
Wants to
own,
take-
he
yeah,
wants to
he
own,
wants to
you
take
see. But be aware of that
Yeah.
movement. Be aware of that movement. Because you see, if immediately when you are into that direction of no thought, let's say, if immediately you listen to the mind, how can the self reveals itself?
Yeah. This is like
The mind takes over again, you see. So, but you start to see clearly those moments. Great.
It's like we said on Monday. This is the loop.
Yeah, this is a loop, sure. This is a loop. And yet do it. But know exactly what's going on
Yeah.
when there is something. Huh? Okay.
So this is to place yourself in nowhere. This direction is like place yourself in nowhere.
It's too much of a description, but if we are in description, let's say it's the indication. Because you can experience a nowhere also, you know, but then it will be an experience. So don't think this is it, but it's the direction. It's like a rose is far away, but already you can smell the perfume of it. It's the direction. There is no perfume there is no rose, but there is something. Yet It's not a perfume. Mhm. Okay.
What do you do when the mental activity is so
When
the mental activity is so pervasive that it just kind of becomes subconscious and it's like it's feeding itself? There's still attention being given to it, but it's just so active that the inquiry works, but
okay, but how do you see it so active? There must be a place very quiet for it to see that so active.
yeah, it's seen like, but
Okay.
it's not always. It's not seen enough to break the chain. The inquiry works, but the fiery.
It doesn't need much time. Just a moment is also enough. So when you see, lose the habit to be fascinated by what you see. It's already a great step to see it, to be aware that you see it, yeah? But it looks you are like that. So, but you are still fascinated to see. Know that you are the seer. And that will be revealed when the fascination disappears. So there, don't go in what you see. You may use all your strength for it. It doesn't take time for that, but you just have to cut off this habit.
But it's not always seen in the moment.
Who cares? Who cares? When it is seen, then it's important, because I tell you, it doesn't take time. Whenever it is seen, don't care about those so-called lost moments and so on. It's time. Then you speak of time. We don't speak of time. To know yourself, to realize it. It's not in time. So take the opportunity when you are aware of something. And then cut off something. Again and again.
It seems like in an environment like this, it's always much easier.
I know, that's why it is offered, you see. That's why it is recommended for some time. Come to satsang. And then you can bring satsang wherever you are. Because it will break habits more easily.
Yeah, the experiences, after years of living in spiritual community and practicing,
Yeah.
and having many tools sort of at disposal and seeing the effectiveness of the tools.
Yeah.
Still, when stepping out of these conducive environments, it doesn't seem to take much time before the streams of thought are...
I would not say so, because you see, this tool doesn't need a special attitude of your body or anything. It is just like a beloved you carry in you, and you are happy to ask, who is doing this now? Or who am I? Whatever, you see, that you have to carry with you, because you love it, because you know that's the way to free yourself.
Yeah, there's just a fatigue over the whole process. So it's like liberation is...
Yeah, you are fatigued because you are an old, young seeker. That is a fatigue, sure. A path is very fatiguing. If you have to go from here to Madras, imagine. It's terribly fatiguing. But by chance, it's about yourself. It's not about a walk or reaching somewhere. Finally, don't reach anywhere. Do you need any tool for that? So do you need any tool
No.
to remain where you are? Then keep quiet here. Like that. Every time, like that. You remember, huh? No circumstance will trouble you. Hmm?
There's the energy that's in the body that seems to.
Don't look, don't look.
Okay. That's
Finally, shh. Yeah?
I'd like to ask a question.
Yeah.
I was pretty much interested.
You were?
I was pretty much interested by the previous talking about fulfillment of the desire. The way you show
Ah.
made me having another thought about what could you say about the one that deliberately choose to not fulfill its desire without sadness.
Could be wisdom also. But you see, if you, as you say, it's wisdom if you without sadness. Now, if there is a desire that you get obsessed because you don't fulfill it, better to fulfill but know what you do.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah. So.
No, because I was thinking, for example, it's my position actually. I feel that the eye is not so healthy to follow any kind of thoughts, desire coming.
Yeah, okay.
Because in a way, when you are looking without moving, finally, at the moment, it disappears.
Yeah.
But there is another, for me there is another part of this reality, is the relationship with the body. I see that it's not so easy to, I have to recognize that still my body likes to have good food, and also like pleasure, like to be touched, like to be seen, or any kind of sexuality, if you want. And this relation
is a problem or not?
it's not a problem. I see which way is to be to sanctify it. Because in a way I understand that finally, slowly, the food is becoming more with less sugar and I don't know how to say it in English, but yeah.
You think so?
Huh?
I have known someone who was free who loved jalebis up to the end.
For example, I remember something. When I was young, I went to monastery. I was wanting to meet some wise.
Yeah, sure.
So
We
wise
have the
people.
thought of detachment, yeah.
And I asked about sexuality. This men that dedicate themselves to God, what they were doing.
They were thinking of sexuality. They were not doing it.
Yeah, the monk answered me, we are abstinent.
Yeah,
Yeah, forget it.
abstinent, yeah.
But he told me, abstinent doesn't mean we don't have any practice.
So it's exactly what I say. The most important is what you carry in your mind. That's what Papaji said, as is could be outrageous. Better to have a woman in the bed than to think all the time of a woman, you see. Bon. Everybody has his own way to do those things. But you see, the body as is also is life. It is the world, it appears. I think really, it's my strong belief, I can drop it, but it's my strong belief that this body would die at realization if there was no desires or attachment still there. Yeah, sure. I mean, why the suspense of life? Why? Once you know yourself. Because it carries some past impressions. Now, when you have seen this isn't real, when it's genuine like that, I mean, who cares about more sugar or more of the... It becomes a question when it is a big consequence. Maybe it's wise to just ask or to remember whatever one does at that moment. Otherwise, don't worry. Don't worry. We have to die. So we have to die because of too much sugar, or because of too less sugar, because of too much salt, or you know. Oh, don't worry. And it's not that I want to banalize the indication. It's just that those things cannot be fixed. And when they can be fixed, it's a tremendous practice, tremendous effort. What for? Then you still believe in somebody who will be enlightened. Oh, that's worse, disease. But everybody has a different path in this manifestation. Some, they are meant to be detached, more detached and all that. But they still have to live on something. So it's okay. I mean, don't worry, we have not to control. There is no controller here. Our main work is to realize what is real. The rest not. Only half an hour of satsang? No. Really? What is the time?
1 hour, 10 minutes.
Yes.
It's 10 past 11.
Yeah, but... yeah. Sorry. It's okay, but I was very surprised.
Ganga, you are so great at making us laughing. Would you like to say anything about laughter?
Oh, that's the best laughter. A monk, listen now. A monk came from Kyoto, Japan, to see Papaji with a very serious question. And I tell you, he was also, he had a heart condition. So he arrived in that small house in Lucknow at the time. There was a stair. The doctor said, you can't. And Papaji was up there. Come on. Okay, he did it. And then up there, he started to laugh because he broke the taboo not to do it. And Papaji laughed, and there was only laughter. And then finally, exhausted with laughter, he said, no, I know you're teaching. I will tell to my students in Kyoto. And he left. Laughter. Because there is no mind.
Yeah.
You cannot laugh if there is any thought. Impossible. Impossible. Yeah. It's good to laugh. And everybody is happy if he has laughed once a day. Very happy. This spoke of the apple, and I think laughter is better.
But it can be learned. If you laugh 10 minutes in the morning, then during the day, more laughter will happen by itself.
Yeah?
It's my experience, yeah. Yeah, they call that laugh meditation, but it's like that.
Yeah. There is something true about it. Something true about it.
Yeah, laugh a lot more.
But spontaneous laughter is still better.
But it happens then spontaneous.
That's why you are here.
No, in the morning it's not spontaneous. But it can also cost you relationships.
If you laugh at the wrong moment.
It cost me a job once. It cost me a job.
Cool.
I'm not serious enough.
Yeah.